and its title, translated into English, is The Girl with the Flaxen Hair.
His name was Ernest Alexander Nicol, a passionate pianist and a pioneering surgeon. As war broke out, coal was desperately needed to fuel the fight against the Nazis. At one point, Britain almost ran out of supplies. My grandfather, then in his late 30s, began helping some of the tens of thousands of miners on the home front, injured underground. At the National Coal Mining Museum in Yorkshire, you can still experience what life was like in the war years. It was a dangerous job.
There you go, what's your name?
This is where the miners would work. They'd drive the machine and it'd drill and blast the coal face and shovel it all onto this conveyor.
Unbelievable. There were terrible accidents. There were blasts going off. The wood was creaking.
Yes. It'd be mainly broken limbs and broken backs, and these all came from getting buried under rock falls.
And once they had an injury as bad as a broken back, the chances of them getting back to work were quite slim.
Yes, it'd be very slim. They certainly wouldn't be coming back down the mine working in these conditions.
My grandfather lived in the heart of mining communities in Nottinghamshire, where he worked as a surgeon. He decided to use his skills to help miners get back to work. And this is Berry Hill Hall, a country home that in 1939 my grandfather transformed into the first rehabilitation centre for injured miners. It was pioneering the work that he led here, and by the end of World War II there were 6 more centres just like this one that had opened up in mining communities across the north of England.
Then a plaster case is applied to prevent any movement in the
And
injured
here
part
he
of the
is,
spine
filmed during the
healing
war
of the
for a
fracture.
government video to highlight his work. He focused on building up muscle strength after injury, with up to 3 hours a day in a specially built gym and occupational therapy. 95% of his patients went back down the mines.
Berry Hill Hall was very, very important. It had that crucial kind of role in providing that rehabilitation service then to this large group of industrial workers who were at risk of these kinds of injuries and these impairments and disabilities. So it does play an important role then in getting very large numbers of such injured workers to a level of fitness where they can return to work.
That's me.
93-year-old Harry Parks was forced down the mines as a teenager. He thought he was going to war. Instead, like almost 50,000 men, he was conscripted as a Bevan boy, as they were known.
I hated every day of going to the pit. To start with, I was frightened to death because we knew, being in a mining area, that I think it was 1,000 men killed every year working in a coal mine. But if we didn't go, it was on pain of imprisonment. Because I was a conscript, I felt that I should be fighting for my country. I wasn't allowed to do that.
Miners were 5 times more likely to have an accident than other workers on the home front. My grandfather treated more than 1,000 a year at the local hospital. Where did you go that he worked? My mother vividly remembers going on hospital visits with him.
Every Saturday morning we went to Mansfield General Hospital to do a ward round, and he would put on his white coat and we'd sweep in, and he was made such a fuss of, and then we went all round all the patients, chatting to each one.
After the war, Ernest Nicol carried on his work with miners. He spent the rest of his life working as an orthopaedic surgeon in the NHS and playing the piano, a showman to the very end.